Yo, what is up YouTube guys? It's my boy Mike doing another review for you guys today. Today we're going to do a review, not on these, but today we're going to be doing a review on the fake Airpods. So we're going to do a review on the TWS i12s. Keep in check. Woo! Alright guys, I'm going to be doing a quick review on the TWS i12s. These are the main ones that everyone gets. I'm going to see for the reason why, and let's see how we look at it. So these are the most probably one-to-one replica of the actual AirPods themselves. You can pretty much see why. They virtually have done everything pretty much the same. So if we have just a quick look at these, man, they're pretty much exactly the same, which is mental. Let's put that away. So just out of the box, if you just look at them, like if you didn't know anything about AirPods, these look pretty much exactly the same. Lightning charger cable, you got the pairing button here as well. This light definitely illuminates real bright compared to the original ones. You've got your charging light in the front as well. Flip it open, bam, and you've got your AirPods. So whoa, these are weird, look at that. Okay, so side by side identically, they look pretty much exactly the same. So like if you're talking about the actual design of it itself, it's got the top piece, it's got the bottom one as well. You've got the hair piece here, charging case. Let's have a quick look. So it looks pretty much virtually the same. Magnetic on the inside, case shuts and opens pretty easily as well. Button sides as well. It's a lot lighter though, given that. Let's see what else is in the box. So then obviously you've got lightning cable, which is pretty basic, pretty standard. And then also you've got the instructions as well. And as always, they're in Chinese half the time, which is pretty cool. But that just gives you an idea of how it's pretty much going to be looking like, and how they are. So let's do a little comparison and let's check them both out side by side compared with the AirPods. So alright guys, let's do a little comparison side by side on the box. Pretty much box is not a massive difference, as you can see. Same. Let's look at these AirPods themselves. So side by side, virtually sort of the same size, nothing different. Obviously you can see the difference is the light here from the Gen 2. This one has a light as well, but obviously unless you press the button, that's when this light comes on. And this one doesn't do the same. This one you have to hold it down to bring up the lights. So case wise, opening them, right, very different. So this one's a lot more durable, where this one feels a little bit more flimsy. See what I mean? This one you're gonna have to open it properly and it closes properly. Let's have a look at the AirPods. So firstly, you've got these AirPods, and then you've got these. Look at that! Look at the red light. And you got these as well. So, man, if we put them side by side, you can see there is a huge difference in size. That's for sure. So you got the AirPods on this side, and you got this on the other side. Doesn't have obviously this earpiece here. Top earpieces are very similar. Inside, virtually the same. Oh, it does. So it looks like this one has a touch function as well. I don't know if you guys can see that. But just by looking at both, real sensitive too. Looks virtually the same, as you guys can see. So side by side wise, you can see it's pretty much the same. It's got one or two obviously more openings depending on the sound quality. It's still got the same sort of insides of this as well, which is pretty cool. Alright, connectivity wise, auto pairing works perfectly fine. Let's put both of these back together. Oops. Okay, so the original one. So as you can see, this one will show you it's charging straight away. This one, don't know if it's flat, but it's look at this. It's so flimsy. And the button, obviously, it's not as subtle as this one. I don't know if you guys can see that there. But so pretty good. Not too bad at all. That's a quick comparison side by side. We're going to go through obviously a sound test to see how this one goes. And then we'll go from there. So we'll see how this goes. So if you want to have a quick look, you can see this one actually shows you. It's got auto power, auto pairing, touch using Siri, open the lid and connect automatically as well. So even on the box, it's very similar as well. Wireless earphones, the difference is probably this one does wireless charging. I don't know if you guys can, that's kind of autofocus. But you got wireless charging in this one doesn't do that. Basically side by side, virtually the same sort of thing. But we're going to give it a quick test try and go from there. Alright, so apparently what you're supposed to do with the i12s before we connect it, you're supposed to turn it on. So you're supposed to turn it on, blue light, open it, and take out the headphones. So as you can see now, both of them, they're all flashing. So presumably what I'm thinking is going to happen is that it's going to find them. But it's weird, look, it's coming up as 1 and 2. So by the sounds of things, it looks like it's got to connect to them individually to be able to connect. So let's connect one, connect that first to see if they connect. So as you can see, they're flashing and now they say they're connected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a quick test to see how they sound quality wise. And then I guess we'll go from there. So guys, we're just going to go for the connectivity with it now. So go to Bluetooth, obviously turn on your Bluetooth. Usually it'll come up as a new device, but with this you have to put it into pairing mode. To do that, you can either press it on or pull out the Airpods, and it'll usually pop up just like this. So it pops up just like raw Airpods, so it recognizes it that it's a device that is exactly the same. All you need to do is connect to it just like you normally would on your Airpods. Once you connect to it, they are pretty much connected, as long as you're within range and have connectivity. And that really is as simple as that. Alright guys, so we're just going to go through some sound testing now. All I'm going to do is just pop into YouTube, and I'm going to test it out. So what I want to do now is just to see how good the actual quality of the actual device is. So I'm just going to find some type of music or something along the lines that has some sort of music tremor that I can play with, just to see how we go. So again, we're going to see how these compare to the real AirPods in terms of obviously quality, but I don't think it's going to compare personally. So here we go. I'm just going to do a quick sound test, have a listen to it. So now having a listen to it, the sound quality isn't too bad. So I would right now, in comparison, would probably compare them to something like, you know, just like your normal earphones with the AUX cord jack, that kind of thing. That's what it sounds like. So I'm just going to have a quick play with it now. So if you go through it, so if you single tap the right AirPod, it will play and pause. And if you double tap the right one as well, the volume will be up. So if we're going to do the volume left, on the left AirPods, so basically that's volume down. So they both have the functionalities on both sides by the sound of things. So it works pretty seamlessly well, just like the AirPods, I'm not going to lie. So that is that. So guys, that was my little review of my AirPods or TWS AirPod fake wannabe style, or whatever you want to call it. So far, I'm going to give you guys a quick review in post opening it. So I've had these for about a month or so. I've had someone take my original AirPods, not naming who they are, but I've had to use these ones. So I'm going to give you my professional review of these. So sound quality wise, they are okay. If I were to judge it and rate it, I would probably say it would be maybe a 6 to 7 out of 10, just because they used obviously not as good quality parts, so obviously the sound quality is not as great as the original AirPods. They're good for what they're worth. I don't think I can say that enough. They're good for what they're worth. So if you just need something that's cheap that'll do the job for you, these will definitely do that. In regards to sound quality with phone calls, nothing compared to the AirPods. I think even right now, the earbuds versus the earbuds don't go nowhere near the same microphone quality as the AirPods themselves as well. In terms of obviously battery life of the TWS i12s, they are, in simple Australian terms, they are chapped. So I'd probably use these for maybe an hour tops on a train ride so far that I've noticed. And after that train ride, it is dead completely. So the case doesn't really do much, even though it's supposed to say it's a charging case. It doesn't really charge it very well, and it dies very quickly as well.
Besides that, obviously, it's got the simple functions as you would normally use. In regards to connectivity, because a lot of obviously earbuds, obviously connectivity is a huge difference for it as well. The earbuds haven't been too bad on connectivity, but I do find it weird because obviously people know they're fake. So as soon as you put them in your ear, right? I'll give you guys an example. So if I take these out, the first thing you'll see is these light up things. So as soon as you put them in your ear, people are gonna look at you funny because they know like why are they lighting up for, which is really, really strange. But as I said, as an overall review, I'd give them a 6.5 out of 10, just because one, they are cheap. Those cost me maybe 25 Australian dollars, if not maybe like 20 bucks US, to be posted to my house for 20 bucks. So if you're someone who's likely to obviously lose AirPods all the time and not good with them, you can buy 10 of those without having to worry about buying them each and every single time. But if you're going to be using them for making a lot of phone calls, for work or business purposes and things like that, I'd probably stay away from it, because there are a lot of the times when I do make phone calls with these, people will usually say, hey man, I can't hear, maybe come a bit closer. So I probably wouldn't recommend it that way. Sound quality wise, I'd say it's a 5.5, 6 out of 10. Like I said, the best way to describe it is it does the job. So it's not bad. One, obviously having something cheap. Two, obviously being a wireless cheap component. And three, it looks like AirPods if you can get away with the non-flashy lights like you would with the kids when their shoes light up every time they walk. But yeah, that's my review. If you guys obviously enjoyed the video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. And obviously if you like to check anything else out, have a look over here and over here. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.